Talking about Brazil winning their 6th World Cup title, they won 4-1 against South Korea. Of course, they expected to win that game. But the free-flowing football that Brazil play, because they do have many exceptional players. If you look at, let's start with the attacking side. They do have Neymar, Rafinha, Vinicius Jr., Richarlison. Let's start with Richarlison, because when I've been talking to our Arsenal fans, and many of them, and again, including Simba, they say Jesus should start ahead of Richarlison. But Richarlison was given the number 9 jersey. He's proven that he's worth the expectations that have been placed on his back. How crucial is Richarlison for this team? Because he's only scored 2 goals, but he's very instrumental in their success. 3 goals, but he's very instrumental in their success. And if he gets proper service, he's shown that he can come up big. And by the way, 2 of the 3 goals that he has scored are contenders for goals of the tournament. Exactly. How important is he to this team now that Jesus is also injured?
Very important for Brazil. I think for a very long time, Brazil have been really missing that center back, the number 1 killer. Since the loss of Ronaldo, Nazario, they haven't had a proper number 9. They've had so many guys coming to try in, the likes of Jesus, the likes of Firmino, the likes of Fred, but they haven't had that convincing player. And I think the manager Tite switching Richarlison to a center forward has really brought much fruits to Brazil. So for me, he's a very crucial for Brazil. Jesus has been there, but he hasn't brought out good numbers for Brazil. In the last World Cup, he was the starter for Brazil. He never scored a goal in a World Cup in the last edition. So for him to be dropped to the bench this World Cup, it was proper calling. Richarlison has really paid off. 3 goals in 4 games. That is a decent return for any player. And I think going forward is crucial for him when he's playing with the likes of Neymar, the likes of Vini Jr., the likes of Rafinha, Quater. I think they're giving him that free role. He's a striker, but he's kind of free role. He can fall back. He can really create in spaces for Neymar to go in, and that's why he's been able to excel. They are making him to run and give him some nice spaces in that he's scoring those magnificent goals.
There's a debate around the squad depth, because if you talk to English fans or the England fans, they talk about having very good squad depth. Brazil, they have very many high-quality attackers, because if you leave out the players who started, even in the game against South Korea, beg your pardon, they still do have Gabriel Martinelli, who plays for Arsenal, very talented player. They still do have Anthony, who plays for Manchester United, and as well they have players like Bruno Guimaraes, who plays for Newcastle. Of course, without forgetting Rodrigo de Goes, who plays for Real Madrid. Do you think this squad depth, attacking-wise, will be beneficial for them going forward? Because you'll get to the point where in some games you fail to break down teams, and you need more players, you need more energy, you need players who can take defenders on, and Gabriel Martinelli, of course, is one of the players. How do you think Tite will incorporate the likes of Gabriel Martinelli, and of course, even leaving Anthony aside? I don't want to be said to be biased because I support Manchester United, but Rodrigo de Goes, he was very instrumental to Real Madrid's success and winning the Champions League last season. How do you think Tite is planning to use both Martinelli and Rodrigo?
One thing we need to agree, it's good you brought in the England factor. You can see how the difference of having a proper quality team, quality squad, and quality individuals. The difference is very clear between England and Brazil. For Brazil, they have a 26 squad, good players, quality. And up to this moment, Brazil is the only team that has given chance to all their players, has fielded all their players. Even the 3 goalkeepers have had game time. Different to a team like England, where they have good individuals, but not team. It's not a team, it's just quality of individuals. But at Brazil, it doesn't matter who starts. They are all united. They are all one. When they score, they all celebrate, you know. In England, when you're starting soccer, there is a debate, why not Mount, why not Foden, why not who, you know. Everybody wants to play at the same time. That is not in Brazil. So that's the difference that will bring this quality going forward, that even a player accorded 2 minutes is happy for those 2 minutes. Yeah, is going to give a return for those 2 minutes. And when you say Rodrigo, you say the likes of Martinelli, yes, they are good at a club level, but at national team level, I think the playground is a bit different. The manager understands who is ready for the task, who is able to absorb the pressure, who is able to give results at a very difficult time. That's why he's not been able to start them. But he knows where he's going to use them. Like when they are playing against Cameroon, Brazil had already qualified, so the manager did not fear to start the second team. Even if they are going to lose, it was to give them experience, to give them confidence going forward, that in case he'll need to call upon them, they will be ready. And they showed that. So for me, having Martinelli out, Rodrigo out is not a problem for me, because Brazil are performing with whoever comes in. So it should not be a debate for a team like Brazil.
Talking about players who are performing at club level and, of course, at the national level, the playground is not the same. Let's look at Croatia, because, and this is a battle that many people would be interested in, even as we wrap up this conversation. They do have Brozovic, Marcelo Brozovic, Mateo Kovacic, and Luka Modric in their midfield. Very, very high quality and very experienced players, because all of them as well do play for the biggest teams in Europe. Italy, Inter Milan, of course, for Brozovic, and Modric, who plays for Real Madrid, and Kovacic for Chelsea. If you compare the two midfield departments, because for Brazil, there's Casemiro, there's a debate around who starts between Lucas Paqueta, who plays for West Ham, and Bruno Guimaraes, who plays for Newcastle. Where do you think this game will be won, and what is the difference in terms of quality and prowess in the midfield department in this, between these two teams?
Of course, this kind of game is won in the midfield battle. Whoever is going to dominate the midfield is going to carry the day, and I feel Brazil is going to do that. They have more energy than Croatia. Yes, Croatia did manage to get up to the to get past Japan to the quarterfinals, but I tend to think they were a bit lucky to be in the quarterfinals because they won through penalties, and you know penalties is a lottery. In the 90 minutes, or rather 120 minutes, Japan was the better team on the field of play. So if they come in with the same game plan as they did versus Japan, they stand no chance, because Brazil is not going to be laxed. You know, it's not a team that will give in spaces to run in, you know, and control possession. If you leave that to Brazil, then you are dead. You're going to be like Korea. So for me, yes, Modric, Kovacic, they're good players, but at the moment they don't look that strong as they were in 2018. Modric's age has caught up with him. He wasn't able to play even the 90 minutes. They were both substituted before the 90 minutes of the Japan game. Yeah, and you see the Brazilian players, when you substitute, let's say, Casemiro, you bring in Fabinho, same quality. You take out Quater, you bring in Bruno Guimaraes, same quality. Croatia doesn't have that luxury. When you take out Modric, I don't think the replacement is the same as Modric. So in terms of the squad depth and quality, Brazil is way better than Croatia, and for me, Croatia doesn't stand any chance here unless a miracle happens, or Brazil doesn't turn out on that particular match day. Croatia doesn't have any proper chance of beating Brazil.
Croatia do not stand any chance of winning and progressing into the semi-finals, according to Eric Shilenge. Eric, thank you so much for joining us. Of course, you'll be back here again to help us dissect, even as the tournament gets into the latter stages, that is the semi-finals and the finals. Thank you so much for watching us today.